Hey gang, welcome back to Mark's 60 Plus Fitness Journey. Now today we are going to talk about TRT, Testosterone Replacement Therapy. And before I get into this at all, I just want to make a special point and clarify that I am not recommending TRT or HRT, hormone replacement therapy, which is different, to anybody. I'm not a doctor, I'm not a specialist in this field. I only know what applies to me. And I want to be as transparent and forthright with you guys, since this channel is predicated on what this 61-year-old does on his day-to-day fitness journey. So today, I'm going to talk about testosterone replacement therapy, my path to where I am now, what I think about it, how it works for me, and will I continue? So let's get to it. Okay, so testosterone replacement therapy. And as I said, this is different than hormone replacement therapy, and I don't want to get into that. I just want to talk about this. This is what I do. This is the only thing I do. And to get started with that, let's talk about normal testosterone levels. Now this number varies widely. You can find numbers from 200 to 1,000. But generally speaking, for my age group, 60 to 69, the normal total testosterone level is somewhere between 200 and 900 nanograms per deciliter. And the free testosterone is somewhere between 3.7 and 18.9 nanograms per deciliter. Okay, so now let's discuss my path and how I got where I am. And this all started with my annual physical blood work. So every year I get a physical. And in September of 2019, my blood work from that physical indicated my total testosterone was 312 nanograms per deciliter. And my free testosterone was 5.5 nanograms per deciliter. So on the lower end of the averages, but it was doable at the time. My doctor said, let's just keep an eye on it. And I just proceeded to work out and carried on. 1 year later, September of 2020, another physical, more blood work. This time, my total testosterone went down to 290 nanograms per deciliter, and my free testosterone went down to 4.9 nanograms per deciliter. Now I can tell you, I know me, I've been working out for many, many years, and I know when things start to fall off the cliff. I was feeling lethargic, I was feeling foggy-headed, I had the general, I guess the word aggressiveness for working out wasn't there. I was forcing myself to do it, and my progress stopped. If anything, well, definitely I was going backwards. And I'll use my pull-ups as an example. You know, I was up around 20, 22 pull-ups. And by this time, in September 2020, I was having a hard time doing 15. And it was an obvious problem. So, what happens next? So, what happens next is I talk my general practitioner doctor into setting up an appointment with an endocrinologist. I think that's the right word. And she was very reluctant to do this because she saw no problem with my testosterone levels. I was adamant about not feeling well, being lethargic, and the whole story I just gave you. So I went to see the endocrinologist, and long story short, I ended up with a TRT plan, Testosterone Replacement Therapy plan, and that started October of 2020. And as of today, it is 250 milligrams of testosterone cypionate, and I get that every 2 weeks. I go in there every 2 weeks, get an injection of 250 milligrams of testosterone cypionate. Okay, so whenever anyone starts on a testosterone replacement therapy, if it's a legit doctor, which is the only way to do this in my opinion, you're going to have to check your blood. There's going to have to be blood checks to make sure everything's in order. Now, I don't want to get into the blood work aspects other than the testosterone counts. So when I started, I'm pretty sure there was a 5-week test, and I think there was a second one at 10 weeks. I can't remember, to be honest with you. But I know I just did one at the end of April, which would be my 6-month follow-up blood work check. Now, in this 6-month follow-up blood work check, my total testosterone was 552 nanograms per deciliter. My free was 10.9 nanograms per deciliter. And that is considerably higher than where I was, and it falls somewhere in the normal range of the 60 to 69-year-old male. Now, again, these numbers are pretty broad for an average. And if you took the average 61-year-old off the street and did a blood work on them, their total testosterone level is probably not going to be this high. Their free testosterone is probably not going to be this high. But what it did for me is it moved me up to a more normal level. And this level is more what I was used to, say, like 10 years ago. As I mentioned, I was feeling lethargic. I lost my interest in going to the gym. I was forcing myself to go. I was having a hard time. All my progress had stopped, and I was moving backwards. Now, that is not the case. Now, the first 3 months or so, I didn't notice a marked difference in the gym. I did notice that I was feeling better. The lethargy had gone away. I was looking forward to going to the gym. In the last 8 weeks, maybe 2.5 months, my performance level has jumped up to where it was 3 years ago, 5 years ago. And if you've been following my channel, you know I've started to implement a strength training approach where I'm doing squats, deadlifts, overhead presses, and rows. And I have noticed quite a difference in the last 8 to 10 weeks. And I'm pretty stoked about it. Now, I do want to point out that this testosterone replacement therapy, without a diligent, dedicated workout plan that is implemented with some hard work, you're not going to see any of those gains. You're not going to automatically get muscular or get more lean just because you get this testosterone replacement therapy. You have to work out to see results if what you're looking for is muscle growth, strength increase, reduced body fat. You have to work out. You have to pay attention to your diet. This is not like some kind of magic pill, but it does give one the tool. It gave me the tool to ramp it up a bit, move me back to what I felt like 5 years ago, and I love it. So I do want to make a special point here to emphasize the importance of doing this in a medical setting through your doctor, so you can monitor your body and your blood work as you're moving along. There are some potential negative side effects: high blood pressure, cholesterol issues, cardiac issues that we need to keep an eye on. And the doctors will do this blood work and talk to you to establish what the proper therapeutic dose is so that you stay on track and you don't end up with high blood pressure or cholesterol problems. But there it is. That's what Mr. Mark does here for his supplementation. And I want to make another point here that other than the food I eat, the only other supplement that I take is protein powder. It's a whey protein powder. I take that. I don't take a pre-workout drink. I don't do that. I drink coffee in the morning before I go to the gym, or before I go to the gym. So it's my regular diet, protein powder, this, and I work out hard. That is what I do. Those are my supplements. And I do take a baby aspirin every day too, by the way. And what's it called? The Centrum Silver. Anyway, it's a multivitamin. I don't take any branched chain amino acids. I don't take creatine. I don't do any of that stuff. I just eat, work out, sleep, repeat. And my TRT here is another tool in my toolbox. That's the way I see it. So hopefully that was helpful or informative. I appreciate you being here. And again, like I said, I wanted to be as forthright as possible with you guys and transparent and let you know what I do. And that is what I do. And it's been 6 months. I'm going to keep going. We'll see where this goes. That's my plan. As I mentioned many times, I'm kind of like a walking, talking fitness experiment. And this isn't a crazy experiment. I think it's legit and reasonable. Again, before I ramble too much more, thank you for visiting me. If you would, hit that like button for me. That always helps. And if you haven't already, and you want to see more content like this and follow this 61-year-old on his fitness journey, click that subscribe button. Come join our group. And hit that notification bell so you know when my videos are coming out. And that's it. So, until next time, go get 'em. Mark out.